There have been rumors that Barry Keoghan would be reprising the role of Joker for a TV series set between the events of the Batman Part 2 and the Batman Part 3. However, DC Studios co-head James Gunn quickly shot down the rumors. "No, there is absolutely no truth to this," Gunn wrote on Threads. "A Joker series is not being discussed nor has even come up at this time. Sorry." Given how successful the Penguin series has been, it sounded plausible that DC Studios might have been considering a similar series to bridge the gap between the next two Batman movies. But alas, a Joker TV series doesn't sound like it's in the works. Keoghan briefly played the role of Joker, albeit unnamed, in one of the final scenes of Matt Reeves' The Batman. He also appeared in a deleted scene, which was released just weeks after the movie premiered. The deleted scene featured Batman, Robert Pattinson, visiting Joker in Arkham Asylum to get his perspective on Gotham's latest villain, the Riddler. Reeves has previously explained that he cut the scene because it didn't fit into the larger narrative. "Not because anyone asked me to cut it, but I didn't think it was necessary," Reeves said. "But it's a really cool scene with that same unseen prisoner in Arkham." There was an earlier scene where Batman, because he's getting these cards and letters from the Riddler, and he's thinking, "Why is this guy writing to me? I'm supposed to be anonymous, and he's putting a lens on me. I don't like that." And so he goes to kind of profile this kind of serial killer. Reeves continued, and you see him meeting with somebody who is obviously a serial killer himself, who, because it's not Batman's origin, but it is the origins of all these other characters, you're seeing a version of this character who, yes, when you see the unknown prisoner, you're like, "Well, gee, I think that's who that is." Well, that is who that is, but he's not yet that character. While it seems likely that we will see Keoghan's Joker again, perhaps even in the Batman Part 2, Reeves told Keoghan from the start that he couldn't promise that this would be a recurring role. "I said to Barry, right from the beginning, look, I don't know where this is going to go. I can't promise that it'll even ever come back. I don't know," Reeves said. "And I still feel that way now. I'm not sure exactly." The Batman Part 2 will finally start shooting next year and is currently slated for an October 2nd, 2026 release. I have some very sad news to report. It has been announced that Tony Todd has died at the age of 69. The legendary actor is best known for his roles in Candyman, Final Destination, Platoon, The Crow, Night of the Living Dead, and his many appearances in the Star Trek franchise. He was an extremely talented actor whose incredible baritone voice made every project that much better. This is a huge blow. Todd's wife, Fatima, told THR that he died on Wednesday at his home in Marina del Rey after a long illness. New Line Cinema, the studio which produces the Final Destination franchise, wrote on Instagram, "The industry has lost a legend. We have lost a cherished friend. Rest in peace, Tony, your Final Destination family." After studying theater at the Eugene O'Neill National Actors Theater Institute, Todd made the leap to the silver screen, making one of his first appearances in Oliver Stone's Platoon as Sergeant Warren. He also played Ben in Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead, but he became a true horror icon after playing Daniel Robitaille in Candyman. His terrifying yet touching performance scared the hell out of a generation of movie fans, something the actor was continuously surprised by. The genuine terror that people have towards it. "I do conventions and people wait in line only to tell me that I scare the bejesus out of them when they were kids," Todd told Slash Film in 2021. "And that used to bother me, because I went back to Bernard Rose, director of Candyman. I said, 'Did we make a kids movie?' And he says, 'Tony, anybody that saw the film when they were young will remember it forever.'" He reprised the role in Candyman Farewell to the Flesh and Candyman Day of the Dead, and also returned for Nia DaCosta's Candyman movie. Todd also made appearances in movies such as Bird, The Crow, The Rock, Wishmaster, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Hatchet, Victor Crowley, and so much more. The man was prolific. He also played William Bloodworth in the Final Destination franchise, a funeral director with a unique knowledge of death. He played the role in Final Destination 2, and Final Destination 5. He returned for the upcoming Final Destination Bloodlines, which will hit theaters next year. On the TV side, Todd was in just about everything. He played Kun Worf's brother on Star Trek, The Next Generation, later reprising the role on Star Trek, Deep Space Nine. He also played the adult Jake Sisko in one of DS9's most touching episodes and appeared on Star Trek Voyager as the Alpha Hydrogen. One of my favorite performances from Todd was in an episode of The X-Files in which he played a Vietnam vet who has been unable to sleep for decades. He absolutely stole the show. Todd also appeared in episodes of 21 Jump Street, Night Court, MacGyver, Law & Order, Homicide, Life on the Street, Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, Xena, Warrior Princess, Angel, Smallville, Andromeda, Boston Public, CSI Miami, 24, Chuck, The Flash, The Orville, Scream, Resurrection, and more. He also lent his voice to various video games, including Star Trek, Elite Force 2, Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, Star Trek Online, and Spider-Man 2 as Venom. His final voice role will arrive in December with the release of Indiana Jones and The Great Circle. The man was an absolute icon, and we here at Joe Blow express our sincerest condolences to his family and loved ones. You will be missed, Mr. Todd, but you will certainly never be forgotten. Typically, the Veterans Day holiday weekend is a launching pad for a new Marvel movie. In 2022, they launched Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and last year we got the Marvels. While the MCU is sitting out Veterans Day 2024, we did get new looks at the next two movies in the MCU courtesy of the first ever edition of D23 in Brazil. Check them out below. First up is Captain America Brave New World. The next movie in the MCU, with a February 14, 2025 release date, this trailer doubles down on the movie's star power, particularly the much-hyped debut of Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Ross, aka Red Hulk, with a trailer and new poster at the bottom of the article, making no secret of his eventual transformation. Ford is now getting equal billing with Mackie, and to be sure, Ford looks pretty cool as Red Hulk. But the real treat today was an extended special look at Thunderbolts, with this being a nearly 4-minute look at the much-anticipated anti-hero team-up, which comes out May 2, 2025. Without the name recognition of Captain America, or even Fantastic Four, which is out later in 2025, Thunderbolts is more of a gamble, headlined by characters who aren't really household names outside of hardcore fans. However, the new special look shows a ton of action courtesy of Sebastian Stan's Winter Soldier and Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova, with David Harbour as Red Guardian bringing the laughs. We also get a first look at Lewis Pullman's character, billed only as Bob, and the action looks pretty kinetic, with more in the way of firepower than usual for the genre, as the heroes this time are notably absent of superpowers. It looks pretty cool. Which one of these two new Marvel trailers has you the most hyped? Let us know in the comments. The song remains the same this weekend as Venom. The Last Dance follows our predictions from earlier this week and takes the top box office spot for the third weekend in a row. This marks yet another successful 3-day outing for a franchise entry, despite another drop in domestic dollars. While it will still go down as the lowest grossing chapter in the series by a long shot, it's not the box office disaster some predicted it could be, with its take dwarfing that of Morbius, Madam Web, The Marvels, and Joker folie à deux. Without a whole lot of genuine competition, Venom, The Last Dance easily took the #1 spot this weekend, taking in $16.2 million and upping its total box office haul to just under $115 million. It's worth noting that the first two movies in the series had each taken in somewhere around the $141 to $142 million range domestically by their second weekend. The 2018 original would earn $213.5 million domestically and $856 million worldwide, while 2021's Let There Be Carnage had similar domestic earnings but fared far worse worldwide with $501.5 million. Regarding second place at the box office, both Heretic and The Best Christmas Pageant Ever were after the #2 spot. But The Best Christmas Pageant Ever nabbed that spot with $11.1 million. Heretic, led by Hugh Grant and some post-Halloween horror fare, wasn't far behind at all with an even $11 million. To note, the faith-based Best Christmas Pageant boasts a notable A CinemaScore rating, while Heretic only mustered a C rating, which isn't that unusual for the genre. The Wild Robot would take the 4th spot. It was at #2 last weekend, while Smile 2's $5 million would round out the top 5, pushing it past the $60 million mark. Robert Zemeckis here will continue its extremely fast slide into history with $2.4 million, putting it at the #8 spot after debuting at #5 last weekend with just under $5 million on a budget pegged upwards of 10 times as much, in due part to both starring Tom Hanks and making extensive use of de-aging AI. Rounding out the top 10 will be Conclave at #6, $4.1 million. That award-worthy drama only fell 19% this weekend, with a grand total of over $21 million. If word of mouth holds, expect it to be around $35 million domestically. Meanwhile, one of the fall's most acclaimed films, Sean Baker's Anora, finally cracked the top 10 at #7 with $2.5 million. The 24's We Live in Time hit #9 with $2.2 million, and Terrifier 3 hung in at the number 10 spot with $1.5 million. As mentioned, franchise fare has ruled the box office this fall, with only The Wild Robot breaking up such fare over the past few months, interrupting Beetlejuice from its eventual $449 million worldwide haul. As far as original fare goes, you'd have to go back all the way to May for a non-franchise movie, when Paramount have took the top spot. Next week should be fairly slow at the box office, with the only major release that could rank as Red One, which stars Dwayne Johnson, J.K. Simmons, Chris Evans, and Lucy Liu. But this is all just a holdover until the pre-Thanksgiving boom, when we'll see Wicked and Gladiator 2 stepping into the arena or the Land of Oz, depending on your preferred venue to fight it out for the top spot. What did you catch at the movies this weekend? Which movies do you expect to reign supreme in the coming weeks? Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, share it with your friends and family. Leave a like, subscribe, activate the bell, and comment on what you thought of the video and what you want for the next video. May God be with you until next time.